Proverbs 16:5 says, "Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished." In thousands of cities, big and small, all across the United States, you'll find the six-colored flag of the so-called gay pride movement flying from light poles, flag poles, telephone poles, and many other places throughout the month of June every year. Many Americans identify themselves with the acronym LGBTQIA+, lesbian, bisexual, gay, transgender, queer or questioning, intersex, or asexual plus. After that mouthful, the perversions are so numerous that they had to add a plus. And we won't even go into the Canadian version of 2SLGBTI+, or the 2SLGBTQQIP2SAA, or the LGBTQQIP2SAA. I'm not making that up. It's just wicked, absurd, and insane, and millions of Americans identify themselves by one of those terrible sins. The Bible, of course, labels such perversion and identifies these various alphabets of sins with one word: sodomites, sex perverts. But it's not just people involved in this sinful perversion who will be taking part in the Pride Month when its pride parades and events take place. There's an even larger group of people that call themselves allies. These people are identified in Romans 1:32, who, knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. That's the biblical explanation for the modern day LGBTQ ally. Now, many Christians weren't raised around this stuff. I certainly wasn't. And people who live in smaller towns still see very little of this sort of thing, and mostly just on the news or on the internet. And the older generation's finding it hard to understand all of it, especially if they're not well versed and well taught from the Bible and from history. But the explanation for the huge number of people who don't necessarily engage in the sins of Sodom, but boldly support, accommodate, and enable the sins of Sodom is found in Psalms 10:4. Psalm 10:4 says, "The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts." Anyone identifying themselves with pride is wicked. God is not in any of his or her thoughts. And yes, there are only two genders. More specifically, there are only two sexes. But those who speak the truth on these matters, we're called haters. Well, I'm not concerned with being called a hater by a sex pervert or an enabler of a sex pervert. Why? Because I'm told that I'm supposed to hate the evil. We're told to hate pride. Proverbs 8:13 says, "The fear of the Lord is to hate evil." Pride and arrogancy and the evil way and the froward mouth do I hate. Listen to that again. Who cares what the world says? God says the fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Pride and arrogancy and the evil way and the froward mouth do I hate. And all this pride and sin is going to end badly for those caught up in this sodomite sickness called Pride Month. Proverbs 16:18 says, "Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall." Care nothing about what godless, Christ-rejecting fools think about you. Even those who call themselves Christian, if they join themselves with this stuff, ignore them. Care only for what God thinks about you, and meditate on his word and his thoughts about these things, such as 1 John 2:15-17. "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever." Come out of Sodom and stand with Jesus and the Word of God.